Hello dear friends, myself is Roshni Parikh and today's topic of discussion is Class D commutations of an SCR. Now as we know that a Class D commutations is also from the force commutation. In a force commutation the SCR is forced to turn off by using the external commutation circuit. Now here in a Class D commutation, in a commutating circuit we are using the element inductor, capacitor and the auxiliary thyristor. Let's see the diagram of the class D commutation. Now in a class D commutation, here a main thyristor which is also called the working thyristor, which is required to be turned off. Here one capacitor is there, then here one auxiliary thyristor is there, here a diode and a inductor, then load is connected, here a load. See, this is the diagram for the class D commutation in which T1, that is the main thyristor, you can write here a main thyristor, then here a TA which is the auxiliary thyristor, here a diode D, inductor L and capacitor C, and here a load are connected across the supply. Now always in a force commutation the main supply, that is the DC type, means a circuit is energized with the DC source. So here we are giving the DC supply, so VDC is there, positive and negative. Now how this circuit will work, that we will see step by step. Now initially few assumptions are made or a few assumptions are taken. Assumptions is like that, initially few assumptions are made. First is that a capacitor is initially charged with upper plate is positive with respect to lower plate, means the capacitor is initially charged to VDC. That is the assumption that we have made. So initially capacitor is charged, capacitor is fully charged to plus VDC, as the upper plate is positive with respect to lower plate. And another assumption is that load current is a constant. Load current is constant. That are the assumption which we are taken before start to learn about the working of a class D commutation. Now let's start to understand the working of a class D commutations. Now see here T1, that is the main thyristor which is required to be turned off, means a T1, that is the working thyristor. TA, D, L and C, that forms the commutating circuit, means the L, that is the inductor, D, that is the diode, TA, that is the auxiliary thyristor, and the C, that is the capacitor. These form the commutation circuit which turn off the our main thyristor which is required to be turned off. Now initially let's start to understand the working of a class D commutation. Now in a stage number 1 I will explain you in a step by step, so you can easily understand the working of the class D commutation, and that step by step is I will write into the stage wise. So in a stage number 1, initially both the thyristor are off, T1 and TA both are off. both are off. Then what will happen? See here, T1 and TA both are off. So there is a no path of current flowing from source to load as the T1 and TA both are off. So it acts as the open circuit, and here a diode, that is the reverse bias, as the cathode is gets the positive terminal. So there is a no path for the current flowing from source to load, and also there is a no path for the charging of the capacitor. Initially here we say that when the both thyristor are off and capacitor is totally uncharged. Then after in a stage number 2, TA is on by applying a gate pulse. TA is on by applying a gate pulse. Then what will happen? If auxiliary thyristor is on by applying a gate pulse, at that time that thyristor is act as the short circuit, and now current will flow. If I say my current is a I0, then current starts to flow from positive through capacitor TA to the load to the negative. Means current is flowing from positive to the load through the capacitor and the auxiliary thyristor, and then to negative. So now capacitor is going to be charged with the upper plate is a positive and lower plate is a negative. See here, when a TA in a stage number 2, when you are going to make a TA is in a conduction mode by applying a gate pulse, at that time thyristor TA is a turn on and act as the short circuit, means provide a path for the current flowing. So your current is flow, that is the I0, means I0 is flowing from your source to load through the your capacitor and the TA, and at that time capacitor is going to be charged with the upper plate is a positive and lower plate is a negative, means your capacitor is going to be charged plus VDC, means the capacitor voltage is equal to plus VDC. Now when the capacitor is a fully charged, means your capacitor voltage across the capacitor, that is equal to your supplied voltage plus VDC. At that time what will happen? The capacitor is act as the open circuit, means there is a now no path for the current of flowing, and as the anode current of the TA goes to 0, and the TA is automatically turned off, as the anode current of the auxiliary thyristor is decays to 0 value. So decays to 0 value means the current flowing through the your auxiliary thyristor is a 0. So your now TA is a turn off. So what will happen? T1 is also off, TA is also off, and capacitor is now fully charged with the upper plate is a positive and lower plate is a positive. That's why this assumption is now going to be a correct, that we have already taken in the before starting the working of the circuit, that the assumptions are that initially capacitor is a fully charged to plus VCD. So here see that capacitor is now a fully charged and TA is a turn off, as the capacitor is a fully charged. So there is a no current is flowing through the TA, as the capacitor is a fully charged, so act as the open circuit. So anode current which is flowing through the auxiliary thyristor is a 0. So it is automatically turned off. Now there is a no path for the capacitor to discharge. There is a no path to capacitor to the discharge, as the T1 and TA both are off, and here upper plate is positive with respect to lower plate. So what will happen? There is a no path for the capacitor to discharge. Now what will happen? In a stage number 3, in a further stage, in a stage number 3, now TA is a turn on, main thyristor is a turn on by applying a gate pulse. So what will happen? See here, T1 is a turn on. In a stage number 2, TA on, VC is getting a charge to plus VDC, and T1 that is the off. Now in a stage number 3, T1 is a turn on by applying a gate pulse. T1 is a turn on by applying a gate pulse, and TA is already off. So what will happen? When a T1 main thyristor is a turn on by applying a gate pulse, at that time there are two paths, there are two loops for the current flowing. One is that your current, load current is flowing from positive to the load through your thyristor T1, means one current is flowing like that, one path is like that. See here, it is a one loop, loop 1. Okay, in a loop number 1, when a T1 is a turn on by applying a gate pulse, at that time what will happen, your load current is flowing from positive through thyristor T1 through load through the negative, means your current, load current is flowing from source to load through the thyristor T1. And another loop is that, okay, see here, it is the another loop, as the negative gets the your cathode of the diode, and see here T1 is already on, and that positive will get by the anode of the diode. So now diode is a reverse bias, and that is the another loop. I will show you by the blue line. So here there is another loop is there, it is a loop number 2, loop number 2. So see here, now it is a loop number 2 in which the diode is now a forward bias and allows the flow of a current. So what will happen now, capacitor is going to be discharged. So now capacitor is going to be discharged through the your T1, inductor L and the diode D. So here inductor is there. So what will happen, inductor store the energy. Now when the capacitor is going to be discharged fully and attains the zero value, then what will happen, inductor release the energy, and due to that now capacitor is going to be charged into opposite direction. So what will happen, now capacitor is charged into opposite direction, with a lower plate is a positive and upper plate is a negative. So what will happen, okay, here now VC is equal to minus VDC, as the inductor is there, inductor stored the energy. So initially the capacitor is discharged through the T1, inductor L and a diode D, and then after here inductor is there, so it release the energy, and due to that now capacitor is going to be charged into opposite direction, with a lower plate is a positive and upper plate is a negative. Now what will happen, after that, that positive will get by the your diode D. So now diode D, that is the reverse bias. So what will happen, after the getting a fully charged into the opposite direction, your capacitor is hold on the minus VDC, as there is a no path for the discharge, as the diode gets the reverse bias. So what will happen, okay, if you want to turn off the thyristor T1, if you want to turn off the thyristor T1, then you have to turn on the auxiliary thyristor TA by applying a gate pulse. So in a stage number 4, your TA is a turn on, TA is a turn on by applying a gate pulse. So what will happen, see here, when you are turn on the auxiliary thyristor by applying a gate pulse, at that time that auxiliary thyristor is act as the short circuit. So here a positive is directly appears at the cathode of the thyristor, and negative will get by the anode of the thyristor. So this capacitor voltage, this negative capacitor voltage is appear as a reverse voltage across the main thyristor, and your T1 is a turn off. So T1 is a turn off. So see here, now your T1 is a turn off when you are going to turn on the your TA by applying a gate pulse. So this capacitor voltage is appear across the T1 directly as a reverse bias voltage, and as a applying the reverse voltage across the your main thyristor is a turn off. So and then after when T1 is a turn off, your capacitor is now again charged in a positive direction, with upper plate is a positive and lower plate is a negative. See here, upper plate is a positive and lower plate is a negative through the your TA. And when it is a fully charged, at that time when it is a fully charged to plus VDC, then what will happen in a stage number 5? your TA on, and your VC is again charged to plus VDC, and when it is a fully charged, at that time anode current through the your TA is a 0 and TA is a turn off. So as the both the thyristor is a turn off and initially repeat the cycle, means then after it is again come to the stage number 1 and repeats the cycle. So this way there is a working of a class D commutation. Hope you understood. Class D commutation is also referred as the voltage commutation. S class D commutation is also referred as the voltage commutation. S reverse voltage of capacitor is a appear across the main thyristor, and main thyristor is a turn off by the applying of a reverse voltage. So name is given a reverse voltage commutation. Then also it is also called as the parallel capacitor commutation. And also it is referred as the class D commutation is also referred as the impulse commutation. As the main thyristor is a turn off by applying a impulse get pulse to the auxiliary thyristor, so name is given a impulse commutation. And class D commutations is also one of the force commutation method, and in a force commutation method thyristor is a force to turn off by thyristor is a force to turn off by using the external commutation circuit. Hope you understood. Thank you.